With an opening statement, and we'll go into questions.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of the best teams in the country, if not the best team in the country we face today. We started off not so great, and the way the guys battled back is remarkable. Like I told them, if they could rewind in the locker room, I hate to lose more than anybody. But now that it's over, when you can reflect, and where these guys have come is an incredible testament to the team. But golly, that one sucks.
All right, we'll open it for questions. Raise your hand. We'll get you a wireless mic. Let's start right here, fourth row on the right.
Hey, Kenny, so just talk about it, like with obviously Cam, everything he's done this year, but with him not feeling great in the sideline, the report on ESPN, like what was kind of going on with that? And then, what was your reaction, just him getting back in the game and helping spark that comeback to even be in the position to potentially win it?
Yeah, I mean, if him being competitive and passionate on the sideline is a negative, then I'm in the wrong sport. The kid's competitive, the kid's passionate, and if that's a negative, then I don't know what a positive is. Because kids that care and kids that have passion and kids that believe is the exact reason why we had a chance to win this football game. So I love Cam, and we're gonna have a relationship forever.
All right, fifth row on the left.
Kenny, Craig Fouye, ABC 15 back here. When did you notice that things had changed? The momentum had changed, things had shifted in that game?
I don't really know when. Probably the safety, or when we drove down the field. I mean, the punt return killed us early. That got us behind 2 scores early. But then from then out, I mean, it was we never really didn't have control of the game. They were playing really good red zone defense. Looking back at it, I didn't put our guys in the best position to succeed too many times. And our guys deserve to win the football game. I didn't do a good enough job for them. As their head coach, putting them in position to win. And I'm going to reflect on it, and I'm going to look at how I can be better to put them in a better position to be successful.
All right, right here, third row on the right side. Third row.
Coach Scott Sanduli, Blaze Radio. Can you take me through that 4th and 13 play, what you saw from your perspective that gave Texas a chance to score?
Yeah, to be honest, it's all on me. We're in a cover 0 look. Late in the play clock, Ewers did a phenomenal job checking out, recognizing the cover 0 look, checking into a max pro, and I didn't have the ability to get out of it, and that's on me. So we left our guys ISO'd in cover 0 into a max pro there. I gotta go into that game with an ability to get out of that call, and like I said, there's a lot of things that I got to do better to help our guys to win a football game. That's one of the many things that, as I reflect, I got to be better because our guys played good enough to win. Our guys battled good enough to win. And, this game's 100% on me.
All right, right here, front row.
Yeah, Kenny, have you ever seen a more heroic game than somebody like Cam? And is it hard not to think you had the best team today?
Yeah, at the end of the day, the best team is the team that wins the football game. Bottom line. And that's a really good football team we faced. That's one of the best teams in the country. And they've built that thing over 4 years to get to where they're at. And I have the utmost respect for Sark and that entire football team, and I know our team does as well because that was a battle. But when you look at it, did we belong on the field? I think a lot of people were questioning that, and I don't think any person questions if we belonged on the field. Now, there are no moral victories when the season ends. There's no such thing. This should hurt. This should be painful. The locker room is dreadful right now, and it should be. If it wasn't, something would be wrong. But at the same token, now that this is over, I really am going to challenge our guys to reflect on where it all started because it really is remarkable. And, like I said, I won't be able to sleep for a while, but I will reflect immediately because it's an incredible season. And what these 2 guys did this year is absolutely, unbelievable. And everybody should have the utmost respect for what both of those guys did, not just being the players they are, but the leaders of the football team.
All right, next question here, second row on the left.
Kenny, I was wondering, after the game, you went and there were some guys walking off the field and you went and kind of circled them back toward the middle of the field and some guys on the bench. What were you doing there?
Yeah, you lost the game. Doesn't mean you just get to leave. Like, you shake hands. That's what you do. That's sportsmanship. So nothing more than if we would have won, you shake the team's hand. You lose, you go out there, and it's not fun, but that's part of life.
Okay, we're open for questions of players during this same time period as well, so keep that in mind. All right, we're going to go next all the way back on cameras.
Hey, Sam, this question's for you. Max Skattebo, Walter Cronkite Sports Network. The emotions on your face right now are obviously evident. You're obviously holding Cam's hand. This being your first college football season, what are you going to reflect the most out of today, and what can you say just about the effort that the man sitting next to your left put out there today and just left out on the field?
Yeah, I mean, I just want to, cherish, really cherish everything that comes with the season. It's so special, and this group of guys is so special, especially, to sitting next to me, the amount of time that, just the amount of time that I spent with them and, just the work that we put in. It's just going to hurt me not to be with him next year. Obviously I got another year, but I'm just going to go into this next season and, not take anything for granted, off-season workouts, the late nights in the facility and everything like that. So, yeah.
All right, staying in the back row.
Jordan Ham, Sports 360 AZ. This is for all three of you. Just when people think of the 2024 Arizona State Sun Devils, what do you want them to think of first?
Cam, start with you, please.
Undeniable. We fought through everything all season. We let them hang the whole year. We gave everything we had, and you seen in that game we never stopped. I bet you nobody in this room thought we were gonna even be close when we went down 17-3 in that first quarter. So we believed in ourselves. We believed in what we had going, and undeniable is what this team's about. Because like you said, heroic too. Heroic. Everybody on this team believes in each other, and that's what kept us close.
Sam?
Crazy season. I feel like one of the best things is, just passion. I feel like, it's pretty special. And that stems from Coach Gillingham and the staff. We just have a different level of passion and something I've never been a part of.
Family.
Right here.
Yeah, Max Olson, ESPN. Question for Coach Gillingham. The performance from Cam, the go route, the touchdown pass he threw on fourth down, just some of the plays he made to just insane. Where does that one rank for you, just individual performances you've seen?
This is just a Tuesday for Cam. It is. This is Tuesday.
Wednesday.
Yeah,
Got his
good
days
point.
backwards.
Good point. He's a special player. He's somebody. It's just Cam. It's exactly what I expected. Bottom line, when you give him the ball, crazy things happen. They saw a man earlier in the game. He runs to the side like, I got to win a go ball. I'm like, I agree. And we found a way to get him a go ball, and he makes the play. And that's just Cam.
All right, right here, front row on the left.
Michelle Gardner, Arizona Republic, for Cam and Sam. Can you kind of talk about, the first half offensive yards were kind of hard to come by, and the fact that you guys didn't flinch, and you're not a team that's kind of been here before. So what was it like in the locker room trying to get some positive momentum going and just not flinching and be able to come out in the second half?
I'll start before. I had a bad plan going into it. I didn't put him in the best positions to succeed on offense. I got to do a much better job with formations, motions, to create some better leverages to get these guys going. Go ahead.
Yeah, and then in the locker room at halftime, we took a step back and calmed down, and we understood what we had in the locker room, and we went out there and played ball. Our ball. We didn't play the best ball in the first half, but we came back out and we gave ourselves a chance. So that's what matters.
Yeah, I just feel like it was red zone stuff. We moved the ball pretty effectively, actually, and, we just needed to convert in the red zone, which is, I take accountability for a lot of stuff that happened. That's what, so just going back, I just want to, understand that red zone things happen so fast and you have to be so precise. So that's one thing I'm going to carry over to next year.
All right, fourth row here on the right.
Coach, Texas came into this game running the ball over everybody but Georgia, and you guys held them to under, I believe, 50 yards today. What can you say about your defense's performance on holding the rush down?
Yeah, our defensive line, our defense in general, did a phenomenal job. Our offensive line, once in my opinion, I started to give them better chances to be successful. They did an awesome job up front too and in the running game. So both sides of the line of scrimmage I was extremely proud of. I mean, you watch the game and we played really, really good football for most plays. The problem with football is some plays were worth a lot more than others. And the plays that were worth a lot, they made more of them. And but like I said, both the lines of scrimmages I couldn't have been more proud of, and the ability to get 4 of the guys back up front on offense and everybody but 1 guy back on the defensive lines and 2 guys in the entire front 7 on defense. You know, I'm really excited of the foundation that Cam and this team and Leaf has, you know, laid, and to see where it can take us. Now, if the Arizona Cardinals can just draft Cam so we can keep him home, that'd be awesome.
All right, second row here on the left.
Chris Cartman, Son of Source. Kenny, a couple of situations I wanted to ask about. The decision to punt versus go on 4th and I think 5 at the end of regulation. Was that an easy one, given the momentum that you had? And then also the targeting review that was not called targeting that you talked to the officials about and what you thought about that.
Yeah, the punt was we were playing good defense, and the score of the game, we kind of had to, in my opinion. Just 4th and 5, low percentage, doesn't even give you the. If that go for it would have guaranteed us a win, we would have gone for it. So plus 35, if you completed, or plus 30, you complete it, you win the football game with a field goal, 100% would have gone for it. But that go for it would not have clinched a win. So the risk-reward level just wasn't there. And in terms of the targeting, I mean, I want to be honest, I don't know what targeting is. We lost one of our best players in the first half for targeting. And I just don't know. I just don't know what it is. So I don't want to comment on something that I have to get a better grasp of what it is, just because it's so, you know, I just don't quite understand it. I do just want to protect the players, though. So whatever rules are put in place to protect the players, I'm all about.
All right, halfway back on the right over here.
Hey, Sam, this one is for you. I know it's kind of hard right now, but just kind of thinking to next year and just the offseason, what are the main things you're just kind of ready to work on this offseason and come back stronger?
I don't know. I just got done with the game, so I guess I'll go dive into, you know, some film study and stuff. But I'm just gonna, you know, take the next few weeks and just relax, and then I'll get to all that.
Kenny, back over here again. 97 plays on offense. That's a lot of plays.
A lot of plays.
I mean, did you ever imagine that many plays for you and Sam both just running 97 plays in a game?
Yeah, that's a lot of football plays, but like I said, we extended drives, we moved the ball down the field, we outgained them. We just, in the low red zone, like I said, I got to do a better job putting our guys in position to succeed in the low red zone to finish some of those drives. And, yeah.
All right, we've got time just for a few more. We're going to go over here on the right, on the edge.
Scat, Cameron Cox, 12 News. What does it mean to leave ASU better than how you found it? And I saw you grab Kenny in the tunnel as you were walking back to the locker room. What did it mean to play for Kenny for these past couple of years?
ASU's changed my life forever, in a good way. Simple. They've supported me through everything, put me in a position to be successful. So I thank everybody in the ASU community and, you know, Coach Dillingham and his staff and this kid next to me right here. They changed my life forever.
All right, time for a couple more over here, far left, please.
Megan Finder, C-Trade Sports. 10 minutes ago, Coach Prime just tweeted out how proud he is of you and how you represent the Big 12. How does that make you feel? Anybody can answer.
Yeah, I have a lot of respect for Coach Prime. Disappointed we couldn't win the football game, but I couldn't be more proud of our guys. They battled from the beginning of the year. Like I said, I got to put our guys in better positions to win this football game. And there's many things I could have done that could have helped us do that.
Okay, right here in the front row on the right.
Cam, there were reports that you were ill on the sideline during the game. Could you give us an idea of what you were going through and how much that impacted you at all in the game?
Yeah, I mean, I threw up. I threw up. I drank too much water too fast, and I was kind of feeling sloshy, and then felt better after. So
puke and rally.
You know, I felt a lot better after throwing up. You know, and that's when it all started. You know, I had a rough first half. I wasn't feeling too good. In that second half, it was a different ball game. So.
Okay, front row here, Charles.
Kenny, did the emotions of this this visit begin with the announcement or the release of the news of extension for you. What does that mean for you and with the players you have coming back?
Yeah, to be honest, I wanted that to be released at a time that people weren't going to talk about it. I wanted this to be about the guys, the game, and the players, so we release it basically at midnight on New Year's. So it's not in the media because it's not about me, it's about these guys. But I'm fired up that we can continue to build this thing. And like I said, I'm a Sun Devil, and that's awesome for me, but I didn't want that to be a distraction or people to really talk about it.
Congrats, I didn't even know.
Yeah, exactly. It worked.
All right, well, right here, second row. No, good, all right. Okay, right here, final question.
Hey, Cam, so I know it's just right after the game, but is it kind of just going through the emotions in your mind, like, this was my last game, this is the last time I'll be with Kenny, I'll be with Sam, and just, you know, the emotions behind it, just of the performance you had and just going out there with them one final time?
Yeah, I mean, Coach Dillingham's got the longest future in coach history, I promise. And then, you know, this kid next to me, he's going to play on Sundays. I'm going to play on Sundays. So us three right here, you know, we got a long life ahead of us. This is just the beginning for us. No matter what, these guys will be in my life forever. So it's awesome that I was able to play football for and with them. And, you know, I'm happy to be in the position I am. And, you know, for him to put me in a role to be successful, and then, you know, Sam executing to help me be successful. I just hats off to those guys, and, you know, I love those guys forever.
All right, I think that's a good place to end it. If you guys will sit tight for 1 second, Cam, we've got something to present to you.
In 26 years, we've never had a puke award. But no, this is, in 26 years, we've never had to be able to do this. And with about 7 minutes left, the media voted Scat as the MVP. And so the offensive MVP of the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl. Scat, congratulations.
All right, gentlemen, thank you for your time.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, guys. Have a safe flights home.
Just start with an opening statement, and we'll go into questions.
Well, first of all, hats off to Arizona State, Coach Dillingham. They showed a ton of fight, ton of resiliency. It's a really good football team. And, you know, when we went up 16 in the fourth quarter, their ability to come back and take this thing to overtime was very impressive. So congratulations to them on a heck of a season and a game played today. As far as our guys go today, not our cleanest game of the year. Then that's okay to say that. But the one thing that I know about our group is when our backs are against the wall and when our best is needed, our best shows up time and time again. And the resiliency that these guys showed today was something that, as a coach, makes you really proud. You know that. You know, we weren't at our best, and it felt like a NCAA March Madness basketball game with the swings of emotions and things. But 4th and 15 in overtime to score, to come right back and score again, 2-point conversion, and then a great play by Andrew Makuba. Just proud of these guys, because you not every game is going to be pretty, and not every game is just going to go exactly how you want it to go. And there's going to be plenty of stuff that we're going to look at this tape and say we got to do better and be better. But the one thing I won't have to say is that our toughness and our fight doesn't need to be better. And if there's one thing that you want as a calling card for your team, is just that. And so I think it's a tribute to these guys up here and their leadership and the culture that we have and their ability to stay calm through the storm and execute when, like I said, when our best was needed.
All right, thanks, Coach. All right, we'll go ahead and take our first question right here in the front row for Coach and players.
Eric Henry, 24/7 Sports. Questions for Steve. Steve, the fourth down stops, red zone stops. I wonder if you could talk about just the level that this defense is playing at. And on the flip side, the third quarter, I think you guys only had 8 yards in the third quarter. They had the ball for 12 and a half minutes. From your vantage point, what did that third quarter play and help them get back in the game?
The third quarter, in my opinion, was somewhat of a byproduct of the first half. We only ran 21 plays in the first half of the game. And then the third quarter comes out, we go 3 and out. The very next play, we get the ball back after the goal line stand. We give up the safety. They did a great job. And we knew coming into the game that they were a tremendous ball possession team, and they do a great job of taking care of the ball. Tonight was no different. They held the ball for 38 minutes, right? And they limit your opportunities as an offensive football team to to take advantage of that. And over time, what that does is that their style of play is they can wear on your defense. And, clearly we got fatigued some there defensively. And their playmakers made some plays. The quarterback was scrambling around, and Skattebo was as advertised. He got stronger, it felt like, though you could see him, he was fatigued too. It was like a heavyweight fight. He made some really critical plays, and obviously on the go ball. But to me, the third quarter was a little bit of a microcosm of really the first half. It almost bled all the way into the second half of just we didn't have a lot of opportunities, and we weren't taking advantage of things on first and second down to stay ahead of the chains. We were getting in third and longs. We were punting the ball, and it got difficult.
Was it just the level that the defense played in the red zone?
Well, it's pretty incredible. These guys do such a good job of just saying, hey, protect the end zone. And if it's 6 inches, 1 yard, 4 yards, whatever that looks like, they're gonna stand in there. And I think they were 3 of 6 in the red area tonight, scoring. And that's, I think that's a byproduct of them trusting one another and trusting the scheme. But I think it's also a byproduct of guys understanding when it's their time to make the play, they make the play. They tackle ferociously. There's a lot of white hats getting to the ball. And they make catches tough. They contest balls when they're thrown in the air, and I think all those things showed up tonight.
All right, right here, Dan.
Coach Dan Tortora, wakeupcalldt.com. Congratulations, first and foremost. Just looking at the resolve of this team and the bend but don't break, not just in this game here inside of the college football playoff, but in general this season, what you can say about your offense, your defense, and your special teams, and how you got to this point by bending but never really breaking.
Yeah, I think one thing that happens is, as a team, you grow through adversity as long as you handle adversity the right way. And I said to these guys, a year ago today, there was a lot of tears and a lot of frustration because we weren't able to close out the semifinal to get to the national championship game, and that started it. And I think the way they responded to that, to all the things that we've went through this offseason, the summer, into fall camp, losing a critical piece to this team, and Cedric Baxter, one of our team leaders, to Quinn getting injured earlier in the season, to losing Kelvin Banks, to losing a lot of different players right along the way, Isaiah Bond, so on and so forth. But the next guy steps up, and the moment doesn't ever feel too big for our guys. As critical as a moment might be, as maybe we're not playing our best football, the one thing I know, their resolve is that they know how to really lock in and get focused and be at their best when their best is needed.
All right, front row on the left.
I'm Richardson, Orange West coach, 4th and 15. Talk about that play call and just that throw that Quinn was able to make, and maybe those throws that he made, some of those dimes to Gunner, Matthew in overtime as well.
Yeah, I thought there was a couple things that were impressive. One, I thought it was a great job of preparation by our coaches in relaying that to our players. We actually practiced that play versus that exact defense during the week. And there was some moving parts to that, to where Quinn had to change the protection on the play, and he did. He got us to a max protection. But even at that, there were some intricacies to handle the pressure the way it was coming inside. And so the protection, him changing it to them getting the protection, and then Matt understanding why that route was going to be there predicated on the coverage. And I thought Quinn's ability to stand in the pocket and deliver the ball the way that he did, it was a real strike. So there was layers to the whole thing. We guessed a little with the call, thinking they might come after us, and we guessed right, and he did a great job of getting the protection right and making the play.
Okay, right here, front row on the
Yeah,
right.
Kirk Bowles from the Houston Chronicle. Quinn, can you kind of speak to, coming through in the clutch with the two big overtime passes that you had, and does your heart rate ever change?
Well, I think just first off, that's just a testament to how mature this team is, and just taking advantage of every single opportunity that we have, whether it be 4th and 15 or 1st and 10, whatever the situation is. Just taking full advantage of the opportunity that's thrown our way, and I'm just so proud of the way that the entire team stayed poised and composed through the entire game, especially through overtime. And it definitely feels a lot better to be on this end of the win in overtime at the same spot for sure. I think that we all stay calm, and for all of us to stay calm, it kind of starts with me, and I just try to be that calm within the storm for all the guys, and I think that my relationship with Jesus has helped me in that specific way of knowing that no matter what happens, that he's going to be there for me. He's still going to love me. And the reality of it is that's the reality of it. Sorry. Yeah.
All right, right here.
Cedric Holden, Austin American Statesman for Quinn. After you guys tie it up, what were the conversations like on the sideline, knowing you had to go right back out there to try and take the lead? And for Jade, your faith in Quinn's never wavered. What do you have to say about his clutch performance? 3 straight throws for scores.
I mean, this starts all like during the summer, our culture Wednesdays, and again, just open up with one another. But I mean, I wish Sark could have a card. So we do these culture things on I would say Friday, but today's not Friday, so it'll be Tuesday. And we do a Tuesday night, a team activity, where we write in a card. And in the card, I wrote just thanking Sark, and then the last bullet point was Quinn's going to play fast. And the reason he's going to play fast because his God, the Creator. He's going to give all his worries, everything he has in doubt, he's just going to give it to him, and it's just going to allow him to play free. And I think that's what Quinn did. When our backs were against the wall, he just kept fighting. He made some big-time plays in those 3 throws.
It was pretty short and simple, just let's go do it again. And Coach Sark called a great play that we run pretty often against our own defense, and it hit kind of similar. So it's funny how things work.
All right, third row on the left over here.
Joe Cook, Inside Texas. How has Matthew stepped up over the past few weeks with Isaiah being kind of in and out and just being able to be that wide receiver one that Quinn can throw to?
Yeah, I think that's probably a credit to Matthew and to Quinn. As a quarterback, you're always trying to find rapport and trust in a receiver, and as a play caller, you are too. And you earn trust, right, with consistency and time. And I think there's a level of consistency in Matthew's game that he's earned a lot of trust in myself and learned a lot of trust in Quinn, that in a lot of the critical moments, it's easy to try to find him, because he's going to be in the right spot. He's going to be competitively tough and make those plays. And I think over time I've learned at least that the moment doesn't ever get too big for him either. He remains very poised and composed in some of the bigger moments that we've had.
All right, third row on the right here.
For Sark and Jade, it's Sam Kahn from The Athletic. Steve, I'll start with you. You've been through a lot with Quinn over the last 3 years. I know outside of the building, he probably takes a lot of criticism that's probably undeserved, but how would you describe the belief in him in those moments and how he's able to continuously pull you guys through?
Quinn's a G, man. He is. I know he doesn't always exude that, in his body language and his demeanor, because I say it about him about this all the time. It's he's a steady C. He never gets really high. There's flashes of that emotion. He never gets too low. Sure, there's moments of frustration that we all have, but the guy recalibrates so quickly, and he's so calm that it allows me to lean on him. In the most critical moments, especially tonight, man, the run game was tough. And we didn't want to get behind the sticks, and we went into overtime thinking we got to throw it to win, And as much as I wanted to run to win, as these guys, I was telling them last night, I felt like in that moment we had to throw it to win, and we had to get the ball in the end zone. I just didn't want to settle for another field goal. We had to go score.
I mean, Quinn's the leader. He's been leading us this whole time. I mean, shoot, me and Quinn used to be roommates. He used to bully me, tell me, go take out the trash, scream at me, go to sleep. But I mean, just Quinn, he just strives to be perfect, but he wants everybody else to be perfect. But again, he knows the Lord is his creator, and he can give everything to him. He can just go play fast. You just literally go out there and just play fast. We're all blessed to be here. We're all blessed to play the game that we love. But at the end of the day, you can't make a mistake in God's eyes.
All right, front row on the right.
Steve, only Georgia had been able to stop y'all's running game all year, and yet Arizona State did that today. Why do you think y'all has struggled so much to get your running game going?
Yeah, I think one, kind of limited ops. I mean, we played 4 quarters and 2 overtimes and only ran 60 plays tonight. And that's part of the run game, is finding a rhythm. And we just couldn't quite get the rhythm and the flow of the game the way we wanted it to go. I thought they did a good job with some of their movement. I thought they did a nice job kind of on the back side of things when we were ready to make some cuts. And then you feel like, man, this is maybe a gain of 6, 7, 8 yards. We were getting 3, and it was kind of a little frustrating. But I think ultimately we got to find a way to be a little bit more efficient on first down. 4-yard runs are good for us. That's okay. I just felt like we just didn't have enough ops, and that was probably the most frustrating thing to where we could really get going. I mean, I'm looking at Jaden Blue only had 4 carries, and Trey had 18. But we need to be better, and we got to analyze that. They were a quick, athletic front that did a nice job, as I said. The safeties were aggressive, and they got us on the ground. I give them a lot of credit. They didn't play for over 20 days, and I thought they tackled pretty good tonight. They got us on the ground.
All right, we've got time for a few more. Let's go second row on the left, please.
Kobe Bronstein, House of Sparky. Jade, I have a question for you. You guys played against a lot of elite competition in the SEC, and then I'm sure the focal point of your game plan defensively this week was to stop the run for ASU. And obviously they have a guy like Cam Skattebo. So watching film of him and then actually playing against him, what was it like when facing Skattebo this week?
I mean, as a competitor, it's fun. It's fun when guys, they say what they say before the game, and that's just his confidence level and things like that. But just to go out there with my guys and just to keep fighting, I think we kept fighting. Sometimes, if we had a penalty and they got another drive, another play, we just continued to fight. And I think ultimately that's what it means, and that's what brotherhood means here, and the culture and level of bond that we have and the level of bond that we share.
All right, right here.
Chris Lottie, WFAA. Coach, something about this building, 2 overtime games, and this time you came out on top. I don't know, was there anything or a certain way you approach overtime and anything you learned, whether it's with the play calls or your approach from that Georgia game coming into this one, because you seem to hit those plays?
Yeah, I felt like the way the game was going tonight, I definitely wanted to stay aggressive, and even though in the first overtime, we kind of took a shot on the first play and it wasn't quite there. And then we came back and then we get a false start after the run. And then we get the second false start, and that's how we end up in the 4th and 15. I felt like we wanted to be aggressive. And that's why when we got the first play to come right back out for the second overtime, staying aggressive, trusting your best players to make plays. And between Quinn, Gunner, Matthew, those guys have been so clutch for us all year. If we can find a way to get the ball in their hands and see what they could get done. And so that was the mentality. I guess I'll take a third overtime if we can get back here on the 20th, right? So if that's what it takes, so we'll keep everybody on their toes a little bit.
All right, we're going to take 2 more. We'll go next over here on the aisle on the left.
Mike Craven, Dave Campbell's for all of you guys. You mentioned the March Madness feel, and you talk to basketball coaches, they say experience and being there before helps. I'm just wondering how much the experience against Washington has kind of helped y'all kind of get through these moments this year.
You can't really coach or teach experience, so just the amount of maturity and poise that we have in these games, I think, has definitely helped us over time.
Sark, he told us at halftime, this was the point where we were at last year, and we didn't handle business, and just to be able to have another opportunity to go out there and go out there and handle business, that was a blessing you to do that. So him just continuing to just fight us and just push us through that, amidst the adversity and things like that. So,
I'd say from a coach's perspective, the more times we get in these moments, whether it's now back-to-back years of being in the playoff, back-to-back years being in the Final Four, playing in a Big 12 championship and winning it last year, competing in the SEC championship this year, going on the road a year ago to Alabama, going on the road this year to Michigan. We've been in some pretty big environments, some pretty cool arenas, some pretty big games that, not to say that these aren't great experiences. They are. These are amazing experiences for these guys. But the moment at this point doesn't seem too big, right? We're not in awe that, hey, this is where we're be. This is where we're supposed to be. And I think that they understand that, and then they get back to their preparation so that we can try to play our best football. And but that's what experience gives you. It gives you, being on the stage, being in the arena, and understanding what it's like to be in the arena so that you can focus on your play rather than all of the other stuff that's going on.
All right, we'll take our final question right here on the front.
For both student athletes, you both mentioned your faith in God and that faith in each other. Just to expound on that a little bit and why that's so important to you, and Coach, what it's like to coach guys that put God first.
Yesterday in Bible study with Kevin Washington, there was a few guys that went up there. Kevin asked us to tell a reason and a reason why you deeply and strongly got closer with God and why you trust God. And Cedric went up there and he told us his story, and Jake Majors went up there, and I also went up there, and I told all the guys, Last year and the years before previously, I wanted things done on my time, but it doesn't work like that. God has everything planned; it's already written, and all you have to do is just keep going with the process and just trusting the process, and then allowing everybody to be a plus in your life and trusting everybody. So just literally relying on God, and then Psalms 105 verse 1: just give thanks to the Lord and proclaim His greatness and show the whole world what He has done. I'm showing y'all with my talent, but I'd be surprised too when God just pushes me and go out there to allow me to make plays like that. So.
Yeah, it's just been super cool to see the amount of guys that have really let God come into their heart, and me being part of that, and Jade being part of that. It's kind of like a domino effect in the locker room. I think more guys are, starting to come to Bible study, come to chapel, whatever it is, and just to see that, and I think that's what grows us closer as well. Just the amount of guys that are putting their faith in the Lord has just been really cool to see. We pray after every practice as a team, and prayer is very powerful, and I really believe in prayer, and it's just been cool to see how Jesus and God have just worked in our lives throughout this year, and I think that is also a testament to how we stay level-headed and poised throughout the entirety of a game.
Well, I think at the end of the day, it's understanding there's definitely a power greater than ourselves. And we live in a world right now in society when it's look at me, look at me, look at me, look what I did. And we try to get these guys out of that mode, and we try to get them to focus on an attitude of gratitude and an idea that serving others, and what does that look like, and what does that feel like. And you see it, I see it with these guys every single day. And that's why when these moments kind of come up, I'm really not surprised, because I know where their mind is at in their approach to going to do this stuff. And so it's a testament to the leadership that these two have, because it goes beyond X's and O's, right? It goes beyond, it's the fact that there are more guys in Bible study, there are more guys going to chapel. That's leadership. That's what real leadership looks like. But then that's what comes out on game day on 4th and 15.
All right. Thank you, gentlemen.
All right, y'all. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Coach, congratulations. Thank you very much. First class. Enjoyed working with you.